Hi everybody, Avana Intuitive here for our weekend energy readings for the weekend of June 19th, 2026. As always, it's for entertainment purposes only. Thank you so much for being here. And what do we have? Weekend energy reading and 3-card pick. For the 3 cards, we're going to do the tarot cards. It says find your destination. I felt a little lighthearted about this weekend. I don't know why. So I picked some, well, it's funny because I like tarot cards, kind of more of a fun deck. And then an oracle card from The Journey by Allison Filice. And this is also an oracle deck. And then we'll do a 3-card pick using the Threads of Karma, which, that can get a little bit heavier because then that's going to tell us what our karma is, right? Maybe, right? Who knows? Oh, so let's get started. Oh, everything. All these cards are falling all over. But anyway, let's see. Let's pick 3 cards for the week of June 19th, 2026. And we'll see what kind of reading we get for this weekend. Oh, my goodness. Okay, here we go. June 19th, that weekend. What kind of energy do we have around this week? I was kind of thinking like more lighthearted. Well, that card fell out. I'll keep it. I don't know what it is. I was thinking more lighthearted. But, who knows? Let's see. Let's see what the cards say. Maybe not as lighthearted as I thought. No, just kidding. Let me shuffle this journey deck. This is this oracle deck, and let me shuffle that. All right. I'll tell you what. Yeah, very interesting. Oh, very interesting. Okay. First card. 9 of Swords. 9 of Swords, emotional turmoil. This is the 1990 Toyota 4Runner SR5. So it just says turmoil. Oh, 9 of Swords, feeling like, yeah, we're a little bit anxiety going into the weekend maybe. I don't know. Hopefully not. But if we are, it's all right. Because you know what? We have our beautiful car around us to protect us as we get through, we kind of get through the snowy landscape, right? A little bit colder. I'm feeling like it's a little bit cold out there. Then next card we get is this King of Swords. What was that? 9 of Swords. Oh my gosh. And then we get this King of Swords. This is a 2021 Rolls-Royce Coleman Black badge. And this says intellectual leader. So, okay, feeling this intellectual leadership, right? Feeling a little bit cold, feeling a little bit left out in the cold, feeling a little bit anxious. But you know what? We know we're leaders, aren't we? Yes, we all are. We're leaders in our lives, and we can make those decisions, and we can do those strategies that we need to, make those strategies, get out there and do what we have to do to like clean up a situation or clarify a situation or get our feelings out there. And then the last card is this 9 of Pentacles. And it says it's a 1990 Ford E50 conversion van, which I love. And then it says reaping. I'm going to actually look this one up because I want to get a little bit more, a little bit more definitions on what that's saying. They're reaping rewards, bounty, just dues, fulfillment. So we're reaping rewards, right? Yeah, okay, got it. I love that because it's kind of like feeling a little bit out that emotional turmoil, taking in the leadership role in our lives and sticking up for ourselves. And then we get the benefits of it, right? Of saying, you know what? It's okay. We're on the right track. I just feel like we can now put our best foot forward and move forward. The clarifying card that we got here is mirrors. I don't have a clue what that means. So let's see what it says in the book here. I mean, mirrors, it's almost like, I'll tell you what my intuition says is it's like we're mirroring ourselves, learning how to stand up for ourselves. And so that we can mirror that, get that back reflected to us. Because when I go out with self-confidence and I go out with honesty and unconditional love, I get that mirrored back to me, right? So let's see what it says though. Life mirrors us back to ourselves. Encounters in the outer world tell us about our inner world. If we keep experiencing conflicts with others, we may find we're projecting our internal struggles outward. Exactly what I said, right? If I go out, if I feel like, meek and upset, then I'm going to get that back. By paying attention to what's happening in our lives, we can see where we need healing or where we can grow. Things will happen that are beyond our control, but it's how we respond that reveals our inner workings. That's true. It's how we respond, my friends. You know what? Yeah, there's all kinds of, and many times I don't respond correctly. I'm just like still learning that. And then I step back and I'm like, this is the universe sending you another test. That's all it is. We're down here to learn. That's all it is. It's just another test. Step back, relax, regroup, know, and approach it now with unconditional love. And then things just seem to calm down a lot for me. As we move forward, remember to reflect. What's going on in your life at this moment? Can you trace that back to what's happening internally? And then there is a quote here which I like. It says, we do not see things as they are. We see them as we are. And it says anonymous, or I would give the person credit. But yes, so making sure that as we go forward this week, we can have a kind of an upside down week. We can have a week of, emotional turmoil. Or we can step in like the adult that we are, and we can say, you know what? I am going to go out in the world with my best foot forward, and I will reap what I sow, right? I'll get back what I put out there. Wow, powerful message. And yeah, the world will mirror back to me the energy that I put out there. Absolutely. All right, so that being the case, I'm just going to put these cards away very quickly just to get them out of the way here so I can do our 3-card pick. All right, there we go. And now the 3-card pick with the threads of karma. Let me shuffle these up. Let's see what we got. Nice. You know what? Like, yes, it could, when I said it would be a lighthearted weekend, it can be if we make it a lighthearted weekend, right? If we make it a fun weekend, it's going to be a fun weekend. And if we go out in the world with a chip on our shoulder, yeah, we're going to probably get that back. So, all right, here we go. This is for the 3-card pick. Card 1, card 2, card 3. Think about which card resonates with you. 1, 2, or 3. If you picked card 1, prepare for change. She's got her backpack on. She's ready to move out into the world and prepare for change. Change is the only constant. Prepare for it with an open heart and mind. Yep, open heart and mind, because we have no idea what the outcome is going to be. As we go through it, the universe will reveal that as we go through it. But we do our part by preparing for it, getting out there, putting ourselves out there, and going through, going through that process on our end. If you picked card 2, it says align with your higher self. The more you align with your soul's truth, the less resistance you'll face. Flow with purpose, not pressure. Just go with the flow. We're flowing. There's no pressure to go against the flow. Again, I'm learning myself when things come up that I'm not interested. Like I'm like, ooh, that really makes me mad. Ooh, step back. Let's look at our belief systems. Why is that making me mad? Why is that making me upset? And then changing those belief systems if I can, or just approaching it with unconditional love. That's card 2. Align with your higher path. Going with the flow, I just heard. And if you pick card 3, change your fate. Your story isn't fixed. It's unfolding with every choice you make. Claim your power and write a new ending. This brings up an interesting point. What do you mean we have free will? I thought everything was like fated. I thought that everything was written in stone. It is not, right? Our life purposes are like we want to come down here and do certain things with our life purpose, but how we do them is not fated. That we pick, right? Claim our power, write a new ending. How we get down that hallway. If you look down a hallway, we can skip down that hallway. We can open every door. We can open some doors, go on little bird walks in a few of the places. We can do somersaults. We can walk backwards. How we go down the hallway, that's our free will. How we get to our purpose, how we experience our purpose, that's our free will. And what's my purpose, right? Just learning to love unconditionally, right? That's it. I mean, I'm sure there's other purposes that I'm not aware of, but it seems like for me, I just feel like I love stars and I love love, and you know what? I just stay on that, and how I go about that, that's my free will. All right, my friends, that is it for this week. I will be back on Monday with our 3-card quick pick cards shorts. Tuesdays are my Super Duper Girl shorts. Wednesdays are my astrology tarot card shorts. And or no, those are actually a show. That's not a short on Wednesday. Thursdays are my weekly energy readings, and Friday, here we are my weekend energy readings with a 3-card pick. And you know what? If I don't see you before then, namaste. And if not, I'll see you Monday.